Yo, what's up, Brez? It's your boy, Good Boy 9000. I am back at y'all with another figure review. And Brez, today we are about to have a look at one of Big Firebird's most anticipated figure, not only from me, but from everybody in Brez. This is a beautiful figure, but we have some things to talk about. We have something, or at least I have some things that I'd have to talk about. So with that being said, bruh, let's get on into this review. Brez, getting into the review, as y'all can see, this right here is one of Big Firebird's most beautiful figures that they have done made since, hold on, I'm just bringing them in, since this figure right here and the Nice E. I would throw Nice E in here, but I don't think I have her with me at the time. Matter of fact, no, I know for a fact I don't got her with me. She's put up somewhere. But yes, this right here is one of Big Firebird's most anticipated figure that everybody has been waiting for the longest. Everybody's been like waiting for this figure. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. But I have to address some issues that I've had with this figure because I ended up buying two. I was going to buy one, but something told me to buy two, and I'm glad I did. Brez. Besides this being a very beautiful figure, matter of fact, before I get into the QC issues, let's just admire how great the figure is. It looks beautiful. It poses just well. She has upper head articulation. Now, this is one of the issues right here. Her hair bang falls off. And this is on the second one. But her head is on a ball joint, but it's kind of loose, as y'all can see. It moves all around. Her arms right here on ball pegs, like you can move them all around, go out that much, and they easily pop off just in case. So just in case you got to switch the ball peg out, or if you need to apply some shock oil or anything to the joints because of how tight they get tightened up, which you are going to have to apply oil to these because that's exactly what I had to do. But yeah, the arms pop off easily. And bruh, like I said, that hairpiece. Now I will say this, and I gotta take her off camera to put her arm back on, and her hair. The first hairpiece falls off easily, but with her accessories, she comes with a second set of bangs, and you could literally replace these and put the second hair set on, and it'll stay in quite fine. Like this one does not have a problem. Like this one right here does not have a problem with falling off like the ones that comes on her in the box. So I'm gonna keep that on. So, but yeah, these are the second hair bangs. She has single jointed arms. She has ball joints at the wrist for swapping out her hands. She has a ball joint at the torso that allows her to, and as you can see, it's stainless steel on the inside, so she can go that much forward. She can actually go a lot more forward actually with the ab crunch, and she can go that much back because I mean it's a seamless figure. She can kick out that much. Actually, she can do everything you can do with a TB League Feistin body. She has a double jointed knee, and she has a ball joint, which is the ankle rocker at the ankles. And she poses just fine. And she has like a bendable tail, which is beautiful because I've never seen a company actually do anything like this. Rather it be like Hasbro to import. Give us like a posable tail that we can do anything with. This right here is clever. So it's like for my second one, And I gotta make sure this is actually okay, because I don't want to break the arm on this one like I did the first one. So I gotta be careful. But yes, this is a very beautiful figure. Now, for my second one, this one doesn't really have no problems. Now, for my first one, I did have QC issues. And Brez, be wary. And I'm only bringing this up because I know people want this figure and they probably on the fence of buying it. So I'm gonna just let y'all know. Now, my first one did have some QC issues. First, the arm broke off, but I will put the blame on the arm breaking on myself. I'm not going to necessarily say that's on Big Firebird, because when I took out the package, I was just posing her arms around, and before I put any type of oil on it, I kind of felt them stiffening up, and then I kind of felt one of the arms like stressing a little bit, because when I was trying to pose it, I'm like, oh wait. And then I think I already stressed it out a little bit too much before I put the oil on there. And then when I put the oil on there, it loosened up to where it can move around, but the arms, the peg still broke. But I think that's just because I'm putting that one on I'm putting that blame right there on myself. I think I kind of stressed it out a little bit too much before I put the oil down, and that's where I broke it. So I'm not going to put that on Big Firebird. But, man, Brez, I will say, be careful. Make sure you put like some type of oil or lubricant, like liquid, on these ball joints, so you do not have the same problem I had. Because, honestly, even with this figure right here, these right here, I still had to put oil on the arms because they would tighten up. So I've done that with Muka. Well, actually, I've done that with both my Muka figures. And I've done that with the Nice E figure. So that is something that varies from every figure, that goes on with all the figures. So you just have to put like a oil on it so you can get that movement and that smooth articulation without it tightening up and breaking the joints. So like I said, for breaking the arm, I put that on me. That was probably my bad. Now, this is where I know is a very common issue with some of them, but her head is kind of loose on this ball joint. Now, it's not as bad on my second one, but you can see it right there. Her head falls back. It'll stay. It's a little bit tight on here, but it'll hold certain poses on my second one. But I feel like in the future, it is going to loosen up and get even worse. So on my first one, this is my second one. On my first one, this is my first one. No, I already told you I broke the arm, and I ended up having to take a different ball peg, like from a different figure, and I had to repair the ball peg by taking it apart and then putting this part right here that y'all see right here, and this one right here is actually kind of stressed out too. But yeah, I had to take it apart and put this on here so I could actually fix my figure. So, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I was able to get around it, but I know everybody just doesn't have figures laying around to where they can do that. And not everybody knows how to repair a ball joint or figure to where they, like how I did, to where they can get the enjoyment out of their figure. So I'm just going to let y'all know that right now with this review. Put some oil on the ball joints of the arms so you don't break the figure, because you'll be mad when you done spent $130 on a figure and you done broke it. Now, here comes my second issue. Now, this one right here, I know, like I just went over with the head. My first one, the head was super wobbly. So I tried to take some plastic and wrap it around the ball peg to try and tighten it up, which it was working. But then one day when the head just fell off, I tried to put it back on there. Now the head doesn't even fit in the socket no more. So It doesn't even stay on there no more. And this actually goes to the head right here. Well, matter of fact, no, it stays on there, but it's just so wobbly. See there? But hold on, taking the head off of my second one, it'll kind of pop on there and it'll stay, but it's still loose. It's still loose. So I'm literally gonna have to do some modifications and customization for this head right here, so this head can go back on this body. Because yeah, that right there is a disappointment. And I was actually talking to another guy that I follow on Instagram, and he said the head on his is a little bit loose, so he says he has to be careful with it. But yeah, so these all tend to have somewhat of some loose heads to go on the ball joints. So with that being said, I don't know how y'all will try to get around fixing that, but I already know what I'm gonna do. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Dremel this out, because if you take the leg socket from a Kotobu Kia figure, if you Dremel this out, you can kind of stick it off in there up to here, which is what I'm finna do, and I think the faces will go around it. I don't know, but pretty much it's already messed up, so I'm gonna try and fix it because I spent money for it. But I'm also gonna try and also get me like a third and a fourth one, so just to keep in the box. So yeah, that's a bummer. Now with that being said, let's get into her accessories. Okay, now as you can see, there you go. That's her posed with her guitar, and she fell over and dropped it. But yeah, there she goes posed with her guitar. I'll put it back up so you guys can see it. Right here. And boom. She looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a pretty dope figure. I love this figure, which kind of upsets me when you have like the QC problems that I had to deal with the first one. She's a pretty dope figure, and she's actually fun to play around with. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I actually like this figure more than I like this one. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I was more excited for this figure right here than I was this one. And when I got it and the QC stuff started happening, I was like, bruh, why? But I mean, hey, QC problems, like, it happens with figures. So my second one is great. All you gotta do is just take care of it and do what I told you to do, and that'll be it. Now, moving on to size comparisons. Okay, now getting into size comparisons. As you can see, here she is next to the SH Figure Arts Carnage, and here she is next to the Sour Whiskey. I don't even know her name. So I'm just gonna call her Annie Mester, or whatever it's called. I guess that's the name of the company. I don't know what the name. Okay, we know the name of the company, but we don't know the name of the character. I don't think they gave her a name. So I'm gonna just say Bunny Girl. Here she is next to the Bunny Girl. So as you can see, and this is actually a cool combination. Moving Carnage out the way, like both of them are taller than her, but you can see she's a cat. Her design is a bunny. And there's a third one coming out. Well, there's one coming out from this company, a second one. I don't know what her theme is, but like this right here is actually a cool combination. Even though she's a tad bit more bigger than her. Well, really, she's not even all that bigger than her. She's really just got a bigger head than her. But it's still a cool combination to put them together. So yeah, like you got a cat and you have a bunny. Now, moving on to more size comparisons. Here she is next to Spider MILF, everyone's favorite. And here she is next to, I'll throw this in here, Mafex Huntress. And as you can see, Spider MILF and Huntress are by far shorter than her. She towers over them. Here she is next to what everybody really should want to see, because she really does scale with the big Firebird figures. Here she is next to Muka. So yeah, and here she is next to a Storm Collectibles Chung Li. So she's the same. Well, actually, no, she's actually a tad bit more smaller than Muka, but bigger than a Storm Collectibles. I want to say she's 7 inches. So, seeing how big this figure is, if you plan on picking this up, I know like size is something people might be concerned with. So that right there should pretty much let you know what you're gonna get if you plan on adding this to your collection. So yeah, she's the same size as Muka. She's bigger than Storm Collectibles. Now moving on. Here she is next to a Kick Bash Anya Corazon that I made out of a Revoltech Spider-Gwen. And here she is next to the best Spider-Gwen ever made in the history of action figures. SH Figure Arts Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Gwen. And she towers over them a lot. Now, I ain't gonna lie, she actually could go in a universe with this Spider-Gwen, because the colors of the color theme of these two characters actually kind of go together. Here she is next to a Kick Bash character from my TB League Fighting collection. Here she is next to Naname, which is actually what I was planning on doing, because I planned on making her a character in the same world with this character. So yeah. So now, here she is next to the Snail Shells Assassin, which is the best figure of the year, in my opinion. Here she is next to a Waifu Queen. And I was looking for Lady Death, but I done put her somewhere, and I can't find her. But hey, we're still going. Here she is next to a Waifu Queen and another Waifu Queen over here. Second Acts Asagi Igawa and Loose Collector. I gotta get her standing. Loose Collectors Red Sonja and Breh. Best Red Sonja figure we ever gonna get. So as you can see, she's a pretty big figure. She really is going to stand out in your anime collection, unless you like one of those people who really like the world build and have like a One Piece type collection where you got different characters of different sizes all together, like this for an example. Like, it'll look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Just to throw a SH Figure Arts Chung Li in there, she'll look pretty cool. You can have her like be like that one anime character that's just like overly sized and just stands out due to her size and all of that. Or if you just like in the world building, you can just have different characters of different varieties that look like kind of like One Piece. Like you have, I can't even think of his name, Whitebeard and all of them characters and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, that is pretty much it for size comparisons. And yes, like I said, she did come with some QC issues, man. Like I know some people are going to be disappointed, but I will say, don't let that stop you from buying the figure, because Big Firebird could do a re-release to where they could like pretty much increase the quality, like make it better to where the arms and the head is actually sturdier and you don't got to worry about breakage and the head being all wobbly and stuff like that. Like they could, because they did re-release, if I'm not mistaken, they did re-release the Nice figure, and it was actually a pretty good figure. But other than that, man, like, she's dope. She's amazing. If you're on the fence about getting her, I will say still get her. If you want to get two, like I said, if you want to get two, I would say most most certainly do it if you can afford it. But like I said, I know everybody cannot probably afford like to spend $200 on like one figure that they like, so they might only be able to afford one. And even if you're one of those people who can only just get one, I will still probably say get it, and just make sure you just take care of it, real good care of it, because she's still a great figure, man. Like I had like my first one only had the QC problems. My second one is perfectly fine. The only thing is she just has like a little bit of that wobbliness or looseness to the head, which if you actually know how to fix that, you can fix that yourself. But there's nothing really major with the QC outside of that. Now my first one, like I said, like for the arm breaking, I'm gonna take the blame for messing up the arm. And the head was already kind of just messed up. The real QC problem for me was just like the looseness of the head. But other than that, man, yo, this is your boy Gubby Boy 9000. I will catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I am outo.